Welcome everyone to my new series, which is unscripted. Don't worry, I'll get scripted probably when I'm doing critiques and other stuff. But this is going to be another Smash Brothers related video series. Yes, series. You see, I've been very kind of excited about what the future holds for Smash. Now, this wasn't normal. After Smash 4 ended, I didn't really care. But I didn't really care because I kind of assumed what would happen next. Then Ultimate happened, everyone is here, and now, after that game ended, I'm like, okay, but what exactly is going to be our next game? Obviously, not everyone's coming back. Sakurai has made that abundantly clear that no, everyone's not coming back. Anyone who actually thinks that is foolish, to say the least. I mean, as cool as it would be to have everyone come back, Sakurai has made it abundantly clear that that is not possible. The roster will shrink. And because I have accepted that, I'm wondering what our future holds. What will happen? What do I want in a new Smash Brothers? Now, let me say this right now. I don't think they have anything planned yet. Now, it's not exactly because Sakurai has said so. I mean, obviously he could be lying. I know technically speaking he technically doesn't have to, but I feel like if he was, he wouldn't want people to assume that because of the fact that what happened last time, where people didn't think a new one was happening anytime soon. Now, I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying, don't just assume just because he said no, there's no plans right now, that there are no plans. There could be no plans. I am kind of under the assumption that there isn't yet. There could be, but there probably isn't. And that's mainly because right now the Switch is on it in the middle of its lifespan. Which means, and we always get a new Smash Brothers at least each console generation. Started from 64 all the way to Ultimate. The only time it didn't happen was GBA and DS, which don't exactly count. So, yeah. Now, I would say that because it's in the middle of its lifespan, the Switch might be on its deathbed maybe 4 years from now, and that's when I feel like talk for another Smash might be on the table. I feel like maybe 4 years from now will probably be when new talk for a new Smash is on the table. That sounds reasonable to me. But because I am really hyped, wondering what the future will hold, I'm going to make a series. I'll go part from part, doing what I do best. Now, this video is an introduction of sorts. This video is primarily going to talk about some miscellaneous things. So, let's start. So, first of all, again, not everyone is coming back. I would think that would be obvious, but somehow there's still people who think, yes, there are everyone's coming back the next game. Now, as cool as that would be, I actually think that wouldn't be a good thing. Why? That makes Ultimate less special. I mean, think about it. If you brought everyone back, first of all, I think one part, even Sakurai is kind of guilty of this, is I feel like people should just kind of ignore Ultimate. Think of Ultimate as a celebration of the series. Nah, think of it as like a celebration. Don't think of it as a mainline series completely. I mean, people will probably still call this next game Smash 6, but think of it more of a celebration. A celebration of what we've had up from 1999 to 2018. A celebration. That helps because, first of all, if you think that, then you can just kind of assume the game is going to try to be better than Smash 4, not Ultimate. Though there are things in Ultimate that can be improved, but we'll talk about that soon. And sure, I know that some of my mains, like Pichu, are going to get cut. As sad as that is, I never saw Pichu coming back in the first place, so I'm happy he came back once. So, yeah. Again, I thought it would be kind of obvious, especially with how much Sakurai has made it abundantly clear, but somehow there are still people who think that everyone's coming back. Which, no. I don't think so. It would be a little crazy if it did. I mean, hey, I love a 100 character roster as much as the next guy. I don't think we're going to get that, but I would love that as well. But probably not going to happen. I would say the best bet is probably split the roster by half. Now, I don't think I exactly split the roster in half in my prediction, which I'm right now doing in the middle of this. But at least cut a good amount of characters. Now, the next point that I need to address is the possibility of a new director. Now, Masahiro Sakurai has been the director since its inception of Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo 64, and has directed each and every game after that: Melee, Brawl, Smash 4, and Ultimate. Now there are discussion about if this is his last game. Not only has Sakurai talked about retirement, but people are wondering. Now, Sakurai hasn't completely said that he would back down from doing another one. It seems that if Nintendo was to ask him, he'd at least, probably give it a college try, probably. But let's see. I feel like it's a 50-50. Sakurai could come back and do the next game. If so, well, okay. Though, I'm kind of actually leaning towards a new director. Why? Well, think about this. For a series like Smash to keep going, we need to eventually get someone who's not the same dude doing it constantly. I think new blood could be good. Heck, Sakurai even kinda slightly agrees with one of his interviews. So it could be good. Though, of course, it's up to Nintendo if they truly want to do that. They could just go safely and say, yeah, Sakurai, I want you back. But I feel like if a new director was to happen, some of the problems could be fixed. Because there are some problems in Ultimate. First of all, the reason why we hadn't had a story mode like Brawl Subspace Emissary is, from my recalling, because Sakurai wasn't too happy that people were uploading the cutscenes of Brawl to YouTube, which I think his explanation was basically it wouldn't feel much of a reward if you can just watch it without having to play the game. Which, first of all, is a bad understanding of it at all. First of all, YouTube has a copyright system, so if you really don't want it there, you can literally just say, fuck you, YouTuber, and shoot them down with a copyright. But even if you don't do that, it's still kind of lame, especially since there are going to be some people who aren't going to do that. Sure, there's going to be some people who will, but some people, like me, wouldn't, skip a cuts, wouldn't literally spoil themselves on YouTube wouldn't spoil themselves on YouTube and would play the mode normally. Heck, it's still kind of a reward. At least it's something you get to watch while you're doing the mode, even if you know the cutscenes. And because of this, he got rid of story mode in Smash 4. And then while you could say he got better because Ultimate has World of Light, I can still kind of feel his disdain for those YouTubers uploading Brawl cutscenes because we've got only 4 cutscenes. And these 4 are spread out through the 5-hour, or probably more, story mode that is World of Light. And only one really is worth it. I've heard the ending's good, but I haven't finished World of Light because it's a slog. But only one's really worth it, and it's the beginning one. The beginning one's really the main one here. And guess what? It was also the advertisement and in the trailer of our introduction to World of Light. And it's really good. Too bad every other cutscene doesn't compare to it. And too bad that's about all we have. And too bad we don't have the trailers being in the game in the World of Light story mode either. So, yeah. It's kind of lame. But don't worry, there's time for me to complain about World of Light. Let's just say I really feel like this was a step down. Which could be fixed. Also, Sakurai has a giant issue with changing movesets. Now, his reason is that people would feel bad that, the moves, the characters they learned for so long, suddenly change in the next game. Now, sure, I guess that's a thing technically, but literally almost everyone on the face of the earth wants Ganondorf and Sonic's movesets changed to represent their characters better. And Sonic's got none of these changes. Ganondorf slowly gets changes, but he still feels like a racer through and through. And sure, he changes movesets every now and then, but they're very slight. Brawl had Mario replace his tornado with Flood. Link's bombs are now remote. Link's boomerang no longer has a wind box like it did in the previous 2 games. They're very slight changes when you could change them more. Seriously, you could really make some big changes, but you don't. So I feel like that might be a good thing. Not everyone needs a moveset change. Some characters are fine the way they are. I think people are going a little crazy with give every character a new revamped moveset when some characters are perfectly fine the way they are. But there are some that could get some changes. And lastly, this one is more wishful thinking and probably won't be fixed. In fact, I don't even know if this is fully Sakurai's fault. Is maybe Fire Emblem representation could maybe be fixed, potentially. I don't know. Now, it's a little tricky subject. During Byleth's, let's just say, not the greatest reception happens, Sakurai kind of pointed the finger at Nintendo, saying that he agrees there's too much Fire Emblem, but Nintendo kind of tells him who to put in, and he does so. Which, first of all, I kind of question that claim. I'm sorry, I don't question claims from people, even if they're the quote-unquote god of the video game they're making. But also, this doesn't from what I can understand, unless I read the quote wrong, this doesn't exactly. I don't think Sakurai has ever said that this means Nintendo chooses exactly the character they want him to represent. They say another Fire Emblem character. But from what I can understand, Sakurai might still have at least some control over what character he's putting in. And if that is the case, then, please put in someone who doesn't have a sword. And please make it that it's a character who, doesn't use the other classes as gimmicks, but still having that sword. Robin has magic, but a sword. Corrin has dragon powers, but a sword. Byleth has a bunch of relics that are different weapons in some of their attacks, but their main relic's a sword. Please. Now, if Nintendo is the reason, then sure, okay, I guess maybe that's an explanation, but I don't think he's ever said this. From what I can understand, he has at least some say of what character goes in. He could have put Edelgard if he really wanted to. I don't like Edelgard, but at least it's someone who doesn't wield a damn sword. But, yeah. Now, do I think this, out of all the ones I brought up already, would be fixed by a new director? Debatable. First of all, even if we are to say that it's Sakurai's the reason for this, not Nintendo, that Sakurai does have at least say of what characters from that series gets in, there's still the issue that obviously the next director could also decide not to represent the series perfectly either. I would hope not, but there's always the chance. And yeah. Now first, and yeah, so I feel like out of the three I've said, final representation might be the lowest on the list. I would really hope maybe we might get some good representation, maybe a villain. But until then, it's truly unknown. And again, now, a new director could make the series better. Plus, I feel like Ultimate's a good ending for Sakurai as a whole. Don't think Sakurai needs to come back for a new game. He did Ultimate. He did what he needs. Nintendo just needs to find a new person to lead the series in a new direction. I don't know, call Super Smash Bros. Next Generation or something, I don't care. All I do know is people who don't think another game's gonna happen are kind of funny. Nintendo's a company. In fact, we've seen how corporate they've become in the latest years. They're going to want a new game. When the next console happens, Nintendo is going to want another Smash. Anyone who doesn't think that doesn't realize that companies like their bottom lines, except for Hollywood apparently. But game companies normally like their bottom lines. And Nintendo especially loves their bottom lines. So, yeah, I think another Smash will happen. Not anytime soon. Don't even know if there are plans. Maybe Sakurai's actually telling the truth and there aren't any plans. But however the case, and whatever is going on in Nintendo HQ, we'll see. But this has been the introduction of my Super Smash Bros. 6 predictions. Next time, I shall be doing my prediction of Super Smash Bros. 6 characters. See you there. I'm out.